Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor. Oh, how I love this game. And I do plan on uploading more parts of this. I may have said it before, but this game was the most beautiful, well put, that Dovetail Games has ever made. And I am very thankful that they decided to make this. But there's always one thing that's been on the back of my mind. What would this game be like if it was in VR? And today, we are going to be taking a look and finding out. What would Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor look like if it had a VR feature? So the first thing I did when testing it out was go into Explore mode. And the moment I looked around, I was amazed. The Unreal Engine VR mod working on Wonders of Sodor. And it felt so real to me when I was playing it. And as a matter of fact, I only did 4 stories to test how well this works. One thing I did notice when trying out the stories is that the clouds in the sky were apparently a different layer apart from the sky that has actual clouds connected to it, so in which they were glitching all over the place the more I looked around. And the more I looked around while the engines were moving, and where the camera was differently placed, I noticed that there was duplicates of the same engine on different spots. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that they did to save time on having the engines be placed everywhere else on where the camera wants them to be or where the story wants them to be, but I thought it was very hilarious. Now, as a matter of fact, I've only been using the first-person camera for when in VR, because if I were to try and use the other cameras, it would look very disorienting, and I felt like I would get a headache. But the more I actually was looking around in the cabin and actually poked my head out, it actually felt very real and very satisfying, to be honest. It makes you think you are there and actually doing the jobs that you have been assigned by Sir Topham Hatt. But another thing I'm going to point out is that when Thomas is coupling up the express coaches, it makes it a little difficult to see what's ahead because, duh, there's a bunch of coaches in front of you. But when you switch to the engine's POV, it actually makes it very easier to stop around stations. However, there is another thing that I do want to point out, is that I would not recommend moving the mouse and moving your head at the same time, because you will lose track of where you're looking and where the character is meant to be facing or going. So what I would recommend doing is, before you move your mouse, make sure your head is straight forward and then move your mouse and then look around. So my thoughts for Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor in VR is a nice concept. And would it be worth it? As long as you got enough experience in virtual reality games overall, then I'd say go for it. But it's something I don't want to do for my future playthroughs. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and let me know what you think if Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor should have a VR feature or not in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, that way so you never miss a video, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everyone.